it's just unbelievable, you know, all the fans.
Yeah, riding was good, but I had so much pain.
You cannot take your eyes off it. Gajser leads again on lap 14. 2 to go. Oh, Cairoli almost off the bike. They are absolutely bar to bar. And another mistake! Cairoli goes down!
My teammate passed me and he pulled a bit away, so I really want to win that moto.
It was also like first GP that I won, so yeah, I was really happy.
Now it's time to write a new chapter in MXGP's glittering history. For the first time since 2012, the season starts in Europe, here in Matterley Basin, the home of the MXGP of Great Britain since 2006. This, the first of 20 rounds in this year's championship, taking us all around the globe before finishing at historic Imola in September, followed by the Motocross of Nations at Herlings in France. Our opening round of the season takes place near the historic town of Winchester, whose history dates back to Roman times. Quaint streets and romantic architecture, very much the order of the day here, making it a popular destination for tourists. But enough of that. Now it's time to gear up for the opening round of the 2020 FIM Motocross World Championship.
This is how some of the season's teams have prepared themselves this weekend. With two-time champion Jorge Prado moving up to MXGP for the 2020 season and a raft of other contenders following suit, the scene is set for a battle royal for the right to step into the Spaniard's shoes in MX2. Thomas Kjær was a distant second in the 2019 championship, but this could now be the Dane's chance to shine. There's been a change of management at his Rockstar Energy Husqvarna racing team, but no change of teammate, with Jed Beaton hoping to avoid the injuries that hampered his progress last year. Red Bull KTM Factory Racing will fancy their chances of keeping the title within the team. Tom Vialle impressed everyone with his speed on his debut in 2019, including a maiden GP win in Sweden. The Frenchman also has a new teammate in the shape of Austrian prospect René Hofer. Meanwhile, Khmer Yamaha is now the Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MX2 team, but the riders remain the same. Jago Geerts was one of only a handful of riders to beat Prado to a checkered flag last year, while teammate Ben Watson struggled with expectation and then injuries in the second half of the season. Both know that this could be their chance to land the big prize. Speaking of Yamaha, Maxime Renault remains with SM Action MC Miuri J1 Racing for a second season and is another rider that will look to kick on from a promising debut campaign which included a maiden podium at Imola after a slow start to the year. One awning that will be very interesting to watch in 2020 is the F&H Kawasaki MX2 racing team. Both of last year's riders have moved up to MXGP, but there's plenty of talent to take their place. Rowan van der Moosdijk showed searing pace on his way to the EMX 250 title in 2019 for F&H, as well as hitting the MX2 podium in Turkey, and could be a dark horse in the title reckoning. The Dutchman is joined by his predecessor as EMX 250 champion Matthijs Boerme, who has moved from Honda Racing Assemotor, and Danish rider Mikkel Harup, fresh from Husqvarna. Staying with Husqvarna and Junior Racing, Maddie are back in the World Championship. Alberto Ferrato, a contender for the EMX title last year, also showed good pace in a handful of MX2 starts, but the Italian knows he will have to improve out of the gate to be a regular threat to the podium. Honda 114 Motorsports team once again sports an Australian flavour. Having given Mitch Evans his World Championship break in 2019, Livia Lancelot has once again looked down under for inspiration, bringing Nathan Crawford and Bailey Malkovich into the mix. Hitachi KTM, fueled by Milwaukee, are also back, with both riders hoping for a little more luck than last year. Conrad Muse's season ended early after getting injured in Valkenswaard, while Bas Bassen's campaign ended with a neck injury in Semarang. Both know they can hit the podium when in top form. In the qualifying session yesterday, we've been hit with storms, 3 storms in the last 2 weeks. As a result of that, we had to revise our schedule. A combined free practice and time practice session, 10 minutes of free, 20 minutes of time, and that time session would determine the grid position for today. This was Olsen just a moment ago. Oh, he doesn't need that on the wrist. Oh, Thomas Kjær Olsen.
He just told me, I didn't see the crash, but he told me he had a pretty big crash, like quite a strange crash. Luckily he's okay, he didn't hurt the injured hand. When you have a guy injured so close to the season, so 5 weeks without riding just leading up to the first GP is not an ideal situation, so hopefully have a good Sunday.
You set the fastest lap, you're on pole for tomorrow, you're a rookie in MX2, but things are looking good.
Yeah, you know, I didn't expect to go out and do so well. I was just trying to do some decent laps, and I think even on last lap, even though I was first, I even made a better lap time, so I'm really happy with my riding, and yeah, just looking forward to tomorrow. The track is very difficult, but hopefully it will be a good racing tomorrow.
Good luck for tomorrow, thank you.
Gate drops here for the first time. It was Vialle who picks up the first box hole shot of the season on the number 28 Red Bull KTM. Here's Lisa with KTM.
René got the whole winter training together with Tom and Jeffrey, and this for sure helped a lot to become stronger and stronger. And he's a tough kid. He's Austrian, so he's quite stubborn. So for sure, he will not give up and fight until the end to keep that position, or maybe even better.
While we were doing that interview, it sounded like somebody scored a goal, but it was in fact, the 7-11 of René Hoffer making that mistake. So we've got Vialle leading the way now. Boerme is now second. Geerts is third there. Fourth, Hoffer. Fifth is Muse, but for how much longer as Harup overtakes Muse, takes that fifth. Muse is in sixth position. Seventh is the Rockstar Energy KTM of Jed Beaton. So we've got about 6 riders here just absolutely tearing strips off of each other. We said MX2 would be close this year and probably the most open. And Geerts up in the second. Oh, and a mistake there from Vialle. He cased the triple and then stalled it, and I tell you what, Jargo Geerts is going to go through. Big turnaround. Well, it was 12.7 seconds, and Jargo Geerts, all of a sudden, he won a race last year in France, remember? So Beaton now up to second. Third is Harup, fourth Muse, fifth Vialle, ahead of his teammate. But this fella's had an interesting race, Tom Vialle. This is where he made his mistake. And he goes down in the corner. So the same part of the racetrack, Tom Vialle, this was the mistake. His hand came off the handlebar there, look, the first time when he landed. He's just fallen in exactly the same corner from 5th place. And Ferrato goes through. Jago Geerts, Monster Energy Yamaha, MX2 out of the final corner, and the Belgian is going to take his 2nd career race win. He wins the opening race of the season here at Matterley Basin.
Yeah, I didn't have the best start, but I think I started around 6th or 7th. Then made a couple of good passes on the first laps, and I think after 10-15 minutes I was in 2nd place, and then Tom had a crash after the triple, so that was a little bit of gift, but yeah, it's nice to start the GP season with a win.
Good luck for the second race.
Thank you.
Wow, very tight. But Jago Geerts emerges with the lead as they head into turn 2. So your winner from race 1, exactly where he needs to be. Oh, and Vialle, Reanux Hoffer, sorry, up the inside and takes the lead from Jago Geerts. So 7-11, Reanux Hoffer, your new race leader. This battle here. Oh! Jago Geerts loses the front end, throws away a potential overall Grand Prix victory. So Hoffer leads, Vialle 2nd, Olsen 3rd, Renault 4, Jed Beaton still there in 5th place. And this is that battle here, look, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, led out by Maxime Renault. Jed Beaton right down on the inside of him, number 14, he just gets stuck up in a rut, and Harrop will capitalise. So Harrop finding his way back past, and then Beaton drops it. That's going to knock him off the podium. And here it's now up on the inside of Maxime Renault, strengthening his case for an overall Grand Prix victory here at Matterley Basin. Harrop and Geerts just starting to lose pace now. Are we going to see Harrop find his way past Olsen as they work their way towards the first corner? Yes, goes around the outside. The lead Dane in the race, number 11, Mikkel Harrop for F1H Racing Kawasaki. Matterley Basin in February, they said. It will never work, they said. Well, guess what? It has, and it is. Vialle goes past Hoffer and takes over the lead, and enthralling in to this MX2 race 2. Back marker just getting in the way there. Obviously Vialle trying to avoid him, but that inside rut over there very, very deep. Oh, he doesn't get the jump over on the finish line, and Reanux Hoffer almost back alongside his teammate. 2 more corners to go, and the number 28, Tom Vialle, is going to cross the line victorious here in race number 2 at Matterley Basin. He takes his first ever race win in MX2, and it's going to be good enough for 2nd overall. Here is your overall Grand Prix winner, Jago Geerts. He doesn't know it yet, but he will do soon as he crosses the line in 4th. So Tom Vialle wins the race, Hoffer 2nd, Harrop 3rd, Jago Geerts 4th, and Thomas Olsen 5th, Jed Beaton 6th. First visit to the podium for Mikkel Harrop, F1H Kawasaki MX2 racing team. Tom Vialle, same points as Harrop, climbed to 2nd step of the podium after that win ensured he would finish 2nd overall. Jago Geerts climbs on the top step of the podium in MX2 for the first time, becomes the newest winner in the MX2 category here, and for the first time in his MX2 career, Jago Geerts will take the championship leader's red plate.
It was a really good weekend for me. The first heat, I didn't have the best start, but then I came back to 2nd, and Tommy crashed, so I had a little gift and finished 1st, so it was a really nice race. And then the 2nd heat, I had a big crash, but came back to 4th. Got my 1st overall, so I'm really happy. I'm really looking forward to Valkenswaard next week. It's actually one of my home GPs, so I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope to do good there.
Tim Gajser cruised to the MXGP title in 2019 and will be one of the favourites in what promises to be a hotly contested championship. Team HRC have an all-new Honda to play with, giving the Slovenian the equipment he hopes will help him defend his title. He also has a new teammate, with Mitch Evans moving up from MX2's Honda 114. The Australian has shown great pace in pre-season, enough to be a potential dark horse for the championship. Meanwhile, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing will be determined to reclaim the title. Jeffrey Herlings had his 2019 torpedoed by injuries, but comes into 2020 fighting fit. The 2018 champion will expect to be in the mix for a 5th world title. The other side of the Red Bull awning will also hope to be in the title battle. Antonio Cairoli's 2019 campaign ended with a dislocated shoulder in Latvia, which is still giving the 9-time champion some trouble, while teammate Jorge Prado has moved up to MXGP after dominating MX2 last year. The Spaniard is still recovering from a broken femur though, and may take a little time to fight his way to the front. There's been a change of brand at Standing Construct, with Gas making their championship debut in place of KTM. Glenn Coldenhoff surged to 3rd in the championship and the nation's title with incredible late-season form, and will hope to take that momentum into the new year. Ivo Monticelli is his wingman once again. Rockstar Energy Husqvarna Factory Racing come into the season with a settled lineup. Pauls Jonas and Arminas Jasikonis are both still on the learning curve, and this is the season for both of them to deliver on their obvious potential. It's been an off-season full of changes for Roman Fevre. The 2015 champion is in new colours after his move from Yamaha to the Monster Energy Kawasaki racing team, and also sporting a new number. The Frenchman joins Clément de Salle in green for 2020, and they will both expect to be in the mix for race wins at the very least. Wilvo Yamaha is now the Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MXGP team. Louis Vosters has retained the services of Gauthier Paulin and Arnaud Tonus after they finished 4th and 5th in last year's championship. And they're joined by 2019 runner-up Jeremy Seewer, who continues his association with the factory team. JM Honda are a new team on the block, with Jackie Martins bringing in Julian Lieber from Kawasaki, Benoit Pacharel from Gibbon Van Venrooy, and Artem Guria from AG Racing. Sean Simpson has decided to start up his own team, SS24 KTM MXGP. The Scot is looking for a new lease of life after an injury-blighted 2019. Herlings charging down the inside and immediately into the lead, and runs Seewer wide, and Gajser goes down and Cairoli goes down. Is it Gajser? No, it's one of the British riders. Tim Gajser already starting to move around a little bit here, so is his teammate. Switches to the outside, works out a way to find his way past Jeremy Seewer. So Mitch Evans then outfoxes Jeremy Seewer. Mitch Evans hanging on now as Seewer closing in. Evans did to him a few laps ago, but has decided to switch tack, go down the inside. That deep rut might not help him, but this time he keeps the power down. Tony Cairoli, a 5-time winner around this venue on that Red Bull KTM, trying to pick up as many points as possible to give himself the best possible chance of a 10th career title at the end of it all. De Salle finding his way past Coldenhoff here. Yes, he did. He nudged him down the inside, and Coldenhoff eventually ran wide. And who's that gone down? Paulin. Paulin loses the front end. Gajser goes down the inside, but I tell you what, great move, great response that from the number 61 of Jorge Prado. Eventually Gajser does go through though. Prado trying to come back. Paulin goes to the inside. Prado tries to outdrag the Yamaha, and DeSalle tips over and Koldenhoff goes with it. Oh, Gajser's gone down again, and Paulin's going to go through. So, what an end to the race then for Tim Gajser.
Very happy I got a good start and worked my way from there. So looking forward to Sakamoto, and yeah, this was a great way to start the season.
Thank you.
Jacoby tries to go around the outside, and three riders, Gajser, Cairoli and Jacoby. There is Jeremy Seewer. Oh, nicely done, but that's that left femur of Prado. Just quick to pull that leg out of the way as the Swiss rider came through. Here's Gauthier Paulin, a quiet ride in 4th place for Monster Energy Yamaha, and a good solid start to the season for him. He's going to leave here 6th in the championship. And good drive there, and down the inside of Cairoli, who just looks across helplessly, allows him to go through, picks it up on the front wheel as well as he goes past, just to rub salt into the wound of that knee and that shoulder, if you like. And Herlings now up in the 2nd position. But Seewer up the inside of Jacoby. Jacoby will try to go around the outside though, loses out to the Swiss eventually. That is for 6th place.
Well, Paul, I just checked in with Paul's Jonas team. He actually crashed on his own, but the problem was his shoulder, his arm. He's got a few problems with that, so he's going to go get checked out and retire from the race, unfortunately.
Oh! They bang bars! Looking to lunge down the inside of Evans. Big deep rut there to the left, but the momentum was in the 2nd rut there for the number 43 for HRC, but Tim Gajser getting ready though to take the final lap. The 1-lap board goes out for the Team HRC rider. He has been absolutely majestic in this 2nd race, right from the very first lap, didn't hang around getting to the front, and as a result, he's more than 20 seconds clear of his closest rival, the 2 KTMs of Herlings and Cairoli, and it's been a dominant display from the Slovenian in this 2nd race. It's not going to be good enough to take the overall, but Gajser will leave here on the podium, 2nd overall, and just like he did last year in Argentina when he took 2 second-place finishes for 2nd overall. Jeffrey Herling, the Red Bull KTM, a winner in race 1, 2nd in race 2. He will take the championship leader's red plate to Holland, his home Grand Prix in a week's time at Valkenswaard. Tony Cairoli, 3rd overall with a 4th and a 3rd. Good to see the Italian legend on the 3rd step of the podium. But Tim Gajser stands on the 2nd step of the podium for Team HRC, but the Red Bull KTM of Jeffrey Herlings leaves here victorious, 47 points, a win and a 2nd, his 87th Grand Prix victory. The championship leader's red plate to Jeffrey Herlings.
I've been studying a lot about the last championships, and I just try to be consistent this year. You know, I don't even want to win every single race. And the good thing is I've already lost a motor, so But it was a good day, you know, to come out first and a second, and definitely this year the stars improved, we improved as a team, and the bike got again better, so I'm very thankful for that. And looking forward to Valkenswaard in 1 week time, home GP to start off. Hopefully the weather going to be a bit better, but definitely very excited, definitely looking forward to it, and it was a good way to start the season with a win.